Hello, this is Steve Malone with Compass FX. I hope you're doing well today and you get some good trades. As expected, after the FOMC statement, I mentioned in the previous day's video that the market should probably continue going in the direction of the FOMC statement, giving strength into the dollar. And we did see today that the dollar index, based upon the spot market, moved up from 79.25 all the way up to 80.25. And that caused the euro dollar to move down to the next extension low level. And that is the move that we had today as the market came back towards the weekly low. This was the move of FOMC here yesterday. Then the market moved back up to about the weekly low, and today we saw the move to continue on down from extension number one. And isn't uncanny how the market moved right down to the second extension low target, as I had mentioned in the previous video. So again, if you're not aware of the average daily range calculator and you're not using the weekly levels, I strongly recommend you do that. If the market's making a move in the direction of the dollar, then you trade the euro dollar, the pound dollar, Aussie dollar. You trade those short with strength into the dollar. And there again, you would trade the dollar yen, dollar CAD, and dollar Swiss. You would trade those long. But here from yesterday's video, you can see that the market moved right down to a target level, then pushed down to that weekly extension low target. And taking a look at the pound dollar on the 1 hour chart, we see today that it did pierce down close to that extension low number one level, came back, tested the weekly low, and then came back down. And right now it's settling right about that weekly extension low target number one. Now the yen didn't do much. There was some expectation that we'd see the yen push up to about 103. It didn't do that. It sat in a basic range here. So the question I have today is, what do we expect when the market's made a big move and then it goes into a flat range? Typically, this gives the market to sell itself out and get a feel for direction. Now notice this, in the Traders Dynamic Index, the market baseline did push up, and the current market sentiment by the green and the red line have moved back down towards the 50, while the market baseline, representing the overall market, the yellow line, is still to the upside. So my thinking is, if this settles down here, we could see one more additional push to the upside. Now where to? If you're using the average daily range calculator and you're considering that the market has a tendency to continue in its trend direction, then I would look for the market to move up to the daily target that's within the ADR calculator. And you can see it right here. There's a potential here of going up to 102.74. I thought we might get up to about 102.75 today, potentially 103. We had a lot of optionality in the Forex market between 102.25, 102.50, and about the 102.75 area. And we kind of bounced around that 102.50 area and dipped a little bit, but we're really flat. So at this point, my thinking is, if we maintain the close-in trend, you see these higher lows, and the market pushes back up to potentially test this high point here, there's a possibility that we push up higher to that 102.74 level. Now we're going to have to see some continued strength in the dollar. Today we've seen a bit of risk on, and the euro make a little bit of strength, the pound make a bit of strength to the upside. But right now the interesting thing is that the euro is showing some strength in the market, but it's not moving. So again, we have a very flat range here, and I found that the market moves in steps of 3. So if you'll notice that we were very flat from the start of the week, a little up and down, and then the market made a move down during the FOMC statement, went flat, made another move down, gone flat. If the market moves in steps of 3, I expect the market to push on down here towards the third extension low for the week. Now, my thinking is it might not do that. There are some Euro bulls still in the game trying to work their way back to the upside, so we might see a push back down and then the bounce up. We can see in the Traders Dynamic Index that's formed kind of a double bottom. The market baseline is down low. We could see a bounce up. But I think we might actually see one more push down, which could send us down to the average daily range low target for the day, down around 137.33 area before we see a bounce back up. And that would give us that 1, 2, 3 move. Again, on the pound, We had some up and down earlier on the week. It's made this one move flat, another move flat. I think there's a possibility that we see the potential push down towards 64.80, maybe even down low towards this ADR low target. You can't see it too well, but it's right around that 64.56 area. That is the ADR low target for the day. So again, if you're using the average daily range pro calculator, remember to use those weekly levels when you have big news announcements. Then when the market goes flat, goes into a period of consolidation after the news and may continue in that direction, shift your focus to the daily average daily range targets. These daily average range targets have a high probability of getting hit. You just got to pick the right direction. But they do have a high probability. If you'll notice in this case, the ADR low for the day sits near the weekly extension low number 2 level, as the daily target sits near the weekly low target here. Now, as far as the yen's concerned, again, as I mentioned, we see a larger trend, a smaller trend. This is pushed back somewhat, but price hasn't. And when you see the current sentiment shift back towards neutral, towards the 50 level, and price doesn't, that is a telltale sign of potential continuation. So if you're looking at the yen, consider that we might just see some additional movement up, even though it looks like we have a possible double top here. We got this high, dips down, lower highs in here, coming down. But my thinking is we have higher lows that have not been taken out with a larger trend line behind it. We could see that next push to the upside. Again, this is Dean Malone with CompasFX. I appreciate you taking time to review the video here. And if you haven't yet checked out the average daily range calculator, you owe it to yourself to do that. Go to www.compassfx.com/ADR. Watch the video there. In the video, I share some of the techniques and calculations of the ADR calculator. So consider using the average daily range calculator or do the calculations yourself. But again, I think one of the biggest tools that you can use to help you in your trading is to know the average daily range, weekly levels, and daily target levels. And then all you need to do is identify direction, and you have a target to reach. Y'all make it a great day. Get some good trades. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.